General Hospital spoilers. Maxie and Spinelli's surprise house guest. Blown away as Lulu walks through the door. General Hospital, GH. Spoilers reveal that Cody Bell, Josh Kelly, will be thrown a curveball when he finds a stranger in need. It'll be Lulu Spencer, Alexa Havens-Bruning, who ends up relying on Cody after she breaks out of Turning Woods. Based on Lulu's disheveled appearance and her medical attire, Cody will surely know something isn't right here. Although Cody has actually introduced himself to Lulu at GH before, she wasn't conscious at the time. Cody may not recognize Lulu right away, but she might explain that she feared for her life and had to run from Cyrus Reynolds, Jeff Kober. Whatever the case, Lulu may shut down Cody's attempt to take her to the hospital and beg him to just take her home. However, Lulu's home isn't her own anymore since Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms, now lives in that house with Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson, Georgie Spinelli, Lily Fisher, James West, Gary James Fuller, and Bailey Lou Jones, Riley and Miley Plonsky. Even so, Cody may feel like Maxie will know how to handle this better than he does. It seems likely Maxie and Spinelli are about to have a surprise house guest, especially when we take a closer look at some upcoming spoilers. On November 27, Spinelli and Maxie will face a huge shocker, so they're about to learn some wild news. It sounds like Lulu could come walking right through the door and leave them both in disbelief that she's actually standing there. The weekly preview video shows James holding a plate of cookies and greeting a stranger with "Who are you?" Maxie has never given up hope on Lulu waking up and coming back to her loved ones, but she never expected it to happen like this. You can bet Maxie will have plenty of questions, and the same goes for Spinelli since he'll be in this same stunned boat. Cody may explain as best as he can and let Lulu tell her side of the story too. Naturally, Lulu will have questions of her own since she's missed 4 years of Port Charles drama. Lulu will be taken aback to find that Maxie lives in her house now, but she may decide she approves in the end. Maxie made the place feel homey again and kept Lulu's spirit alive while she was in limbo, so Lulu may appreciate that. Of course, Lulu will eventually get updates on Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, moving on with Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, who lost her life following her liver donation to Lulu. Although a digitalis overdose was the reason for Sam's grim fate, she never would have been in the hospital if she hadn't been trying to save Lulu's life. Lulu is going to be both grateful and devastated once she hears all the details. General Hospital spoilers say Lulu will have a lot to catch up on, but Maxie and Spinelli may decide against throwing too much info at her early on. Maxie Jones had never been one for silence, but tonight the quiet was almost eerie. The loft felt unusually empty despite the usual clutter of children's toys and half-folded laundry scattered about. It had been a long day at Deception, and Maxie was looking forward to nothing more than a night of unwinding with a glass of wine. That plan was abruptly shelved when she heard a knock at the door. Maxie looked at the clock and frowned. It was nearly 9 p.m., late for any unannounced visitors. Georgie and James were already tucked in, and Spinelli had promised to drop by after bedtime to help her sort through some tech issues. Assuming it was him, she hurried to the door, not bothering to check the peephole. Finally, "You're late," Spinelli. Maxie froze mid-sentence. Standing on her doorstep, with a sheepish smile and a nervous glint in her eye, was none other than Lulu Spencer. For a moment, Maxie could do nothing but stare. It had been over 3 years since she had last seen her best friend. Lulu had been lying in a coma, a heartbreaking result of the attack that had forever altered the trajectory of their lives. The doctors had been grim, Port Charles had mourned, and yet here she was, very much alive and awake. "Hey, Maxie," Lulu said softly, her voice familiar but laced with uncertainty. "Can I come in?" Maxie's shock melted into a tidal wave of emotion. Tears pricked her eyes as she practically threw herself at Lulu, enveloping her in a fierce hug. "Oh my God, Lulu, it's really you. Why didn't anyone tell me?" The questions tumbled out of her like an avalanche as she pulled back to look at her friend. Lulu looked thinner, paler than she remembered, but her blue eyes sparkled with the same warmth Maxie had missed so much. "It's a long story," Lulu admitted, stepping into the loft as Maxie ushered her inside. "I wanted to tell you sooner, but, well, it's complicated." Before Lulu could elaborate, another knock sounded at the door. Maxie groaned, already knowing who it would be. She yanked the door open to find Damien Spinelli, his laptop bag slung over one shoulder, and an apologetic grin on his face. "I apologize profusely for my tardiness, Maximista," he began, but then he stopped short, his gaze landing on Lulu. Spinelli's jaw dropped, his expressive eyes widening as he pointed a trembling finger in her direction. Lulu, is this some sort of spectral manifestation? Or have I stumbled into a dreamscape of miraculous reunions?" Lulu laughed softly, the sound both familiar and heartwarming. "No, Spinelli, it's really me. Long time no see." Spinelli blinked several times before his usual verbose nature took over. "My heavens, this is a development of seismic proportions. A phoenix rising from the ashes, a Lazarusian return. We must alert the masses." "Not yet," Lulu interrupted gently, though her smile remained intact. "I wanted to see Maxie first, and I need to explain everything before anyone else finds out." Maxie exchanged a glance with Spinelli, her curiosity bubbling over. She led Lulu to the couch, where they all sat, the air heavy with unspoken questions. "Start from the beginning," Maxie urged. "How did you wake up? Why didn't anyone call me? And why does it feel like you've been hiding out?" Lulu took a deep breath, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. "A few weeks ago, I started waking up. It wasn't sudden, it was gradual. The doctors at the long-term care facility weren't even sure it was real at first. But then I started talking, remembering things. It was disorienting, to say the least. I don't even know how much time has passed since the explosion." 3 years, Maxie said softly, her voice cracking. 3 long years. Lulu nodded, her expression somber. "I know, and I've missed so much. Charlotte's grown up, Rocco barely recognizes me, and Dante." She trailed off, her voice breaking on her ex-husband's name. Maxie reached over, squeezing Lulu's hand. "He's going to be thrilled to see you," she said reassuringly, though she couldn't ignore the pang of concern in her heart. Dante had moved on. He was with Sam now. How would this reunion affect him? And Sam? "I hope so," Lulu murmured. "But that's why I'm here, Maxie. I need help figuring out how to face everyone. I don't know where I fit anymore." "You fit with us," Maxie said firmly, her tone leaving no room for argument. "You're my best friend, Lulu. Whatever you need, we'll figure it out together." Spinelli, who had been uncharacteristically quiet during the exchange, suddenly leaned forward. "Forgive my intrusion, but might I suggest that this monumental revelation be handled with great care? The return of a presumed lost loved one can be both joyous and destabilizing. Perhaps a staged approach would be prudent." Lulu smiled faintly. "That's why I came here first. I knew you two would help me navigate this." Maxie.